Hey there friends, welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm of course Paul Glasgow. I've got a really strange one for you here today. I'm not sure this is going to clear anything else up, but quick point I want to make. As we roll into the election season, I truly believe this is one of the most important elections in our lifetime, certainly in my lifetime, right? It's important to me that I do everything I can to help give you enough information to select the right person and not listen to the very well-funded liberal media, mainstream media, legacy media, because they are bought and paid for by the wackos on the far left. So it is not an even playing field when it comes to media. It's not like they are handing out information and being completely unbiased about it. They have an agenda and they have a clear-cut winner that they want to win. So my goal is to not be like them and give you propaganda, but to at least break down the lies that they have put out there and try to make the things that matter be known to more people out there. It's very important to me that you guys understand that that's what my goal is rolling into the election. I'm not doing near as much Second Amendment related stuff. Not that I'm not trying to. There's not a ton of Second Amendment news out there right now. Not a lot of crazy stuff going on. But right now, between now and November, it's super important that we get the right information out there to make sure that we put the right person in the White House. And I truly believe having socialists and or communists in the White House doesn't do any of us any good, at least those of us that get up in the morning and go to work. Don't trust an insurance company with your self-defense, guys. These guys are the ultimate self-defense program offered by a law firm. This is literally on the front page of their website. These guys are going to cover you whether you are charged or convicted of a criminal act, take a plea deal, use an illegal weapon or firearm, hope you're not. They provide coverage in all 50 states, have a 24/7 emergency line. 100% of your criminal and civil defense fees are covered through trial. If you go there now and sign up, you will get $50 off your one-time sign-up fee. That's $50 off the $100 sign-up fee. Go there now, use my code FTATF. Again, that's attorneysonretainer.us. Not sure if you guys saw this news, but there was a Pakistani man who was detained the day before Trump was shot. Trump was shot on July 13th. This guy was detained on July 11th, trying to put together an assassination plot against a high-ranking political official in the United States many people think was going to be Trump. Check this story out. Now you can just tell that the mainstream media does not want to name Trump as the target in here. We know it's Trump. The Soleimani thing where Trump killed their praised and beloved terrorist guy over in Iran, they have sought out to not only Pompeo, John Bolton, Donald Trump, anybody who was in that situation room when Soleimani was taken out. The Iranians want dead. So this is not a mystery. It's not something that we're like going, I wonder who it could be. These people know, but they are so butthurt from Trump surviving his attack, and he got such a bump and such a boost in the polls after that. The last thing they want to do is make it look like there really is a concerted effort to get Trump. Because let's face it, you don't hear them talking about getting anybody else, right? You don't. We have an election coming up, and you don't hear anybody from Iran saying anything negative about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, right? Because they're not threatened by them. Nobody in the world is worried about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. In this case, obviously, Joe's not going to be in there, so it would be Kamala. The only threats out there are threats against Trump. So the media is super hesitant right now because they don't want to report that. So they're saying, it's suspected that it's Trump, but they're saying it could be any high-profile politician. Right. So you got a guy from Pakistan who goes to Iran, goes to the United States, was about to go back to Iran, is assembling a plot to murder a high-ranking public official, and you think he's just going, doesn't really matter who it is. It's like, it's not like you driving around the corner with your wife going, what do you want for dinner? I really don't know. I mean, I could go for maybe some tacos, maybe go for, hey, how about Italian food? That's not what this is about. If you were willing to go to prison or die in the commission of trying to put together an assassination attempt against somebody, you know damn well who you want to be rubbed out. It's not like it's I want to put together an assassination attempt, but haven't really thought about who I want it to be. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm not that naive and certainly not that stupid.
Suspect with ties to Iran has been arrested, accused of plotting to assassinate government officials in the U.S. Sources tell ABC News Donald Trump was among the potential targets. The suspect, a Pakistani national, is accused of trying to recruit hitmen. He was arrested the day before the shooting at Trump's rally. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, a Pakistani man with alleged ties to Iran is in federal custody, charged with plotting to assassinate U.S. officials from both political parties, including, sources say, former President Trump. Prosecutors say a Seif merchant had just spent time in Iran before he flew to the U.S. in April.
In June of this year, the defendant met with several individuals in New York who he thought were hitmen, but who were in fact undercover law enforcement officers.
Agents following Merchant from Texas to New York. Court records include this image of Merchant allegedly gaming out the assassination plot on a napkin, and this image of the code words prosecutors say Merchant used to describe the scheme. Sources tell ABC News no final target had been decided by the time Merchant was arrested as he prepared to leave the country July 12th, one day before a gunman opened fire on Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. There's no connection to the Butler shooting, but U.S. officials have known Iran has been threatening Trump's life ever since the U.S. killed top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. And Merchant's arrest may help explain why the Secret Service made last-minute security adjustments to Trump's rally in Butler.
We evaluated a threat stream that we have, and we put our Secret Service counter-sniper personnel out there. And looking back, it was very fortunate that we did.
Iran denied it had anything to do with the alleged assassination plot that was revealed today, Lindsay, but Attorney General Garland made clear threats from Iran are only going to continue.
Now, this guy was in Iran back in April. I don't know exactly how many times he's been there, but he's certainly been there and was on his way back when he actually got captured. And again, it was the day before the Trump shooting that this guy was captured. Iran, assassination attempt against Trump. You've got to, well, I'm trying to be fair here. Remember the reports that came out early on that said Crooks had 3 offshore accounts, and everybody was like, oh, what's that? Now the FBI has come out and said that he didn't have 3 offshore accounts. Now, this is the FBI who's telling you this. Take that with a grain of salt. Remember also, Crooks had 2 phones. I'm 56 years old. I have 1 phone. I run a business. I run 2 businesses, and I have a family. I have 1 phone. Crooks prepared food in an old folks' home. He had 2 phones and allegedly 3 offshore accounts, right? Crooks also had 9 different phones that they had used the Google ad triangulation efforts to determine that there were 9 phones that had been to Crooks' house and his place of work, and guess what? A block away from Secret Service in Washington, D.C., and Department of Justice and FBI. Right down the road from all these places, a phone. Now, do you think a 20-year-old meal preparer from an old folks' home is making all these trips to within walking distance of Secret Service, FBI, and DOJ? Oh, and by the way, Massachusetts as well, same thing. Flew up there. A phone tie that had been to Crooks' home also went to Massachusetts and went within a block of the Secret Service agency up there. Again, I'm not saying there's anything here. I'm doing what I tell you I try to do all the time. I'm giving you the information. You decide what you want. Something doesn't add up. Guy called on July 12th, heading back to Iran, plot to assassinate Trump. The very next day, somebody tries to assassinate Trump. This guy has 0 footprint on social media, yet he's got 2 mobile phones. Why would you need 2 phones if you don't spend that much? I mean, let's face it, the young people today, if they're on the phone, what are they doing? Social media, right? Do you think he was day trading, like secret day trader or something like that? There was a report that the guy had, and this has been debunked. I'm pretty sure it's been debunked. Again, he was a meal preparer, but supposedly the guy had $1.5 million, talking about crooks in an offshore account. That's been debunked. I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. That was floated out there. Now they're debunking that, just like the FBI is saying he did not have the 3 offshore accounts. If you remember, whenever they talked about the 3 offshore accounts, everybody came out about that. Everyone. And news agencies don't retract anything anymore. You try going out there now and looking to find any information on crooks having the 3 offshore accounts, good luck. The website's pretty much been scrubbed. There's not much information on that. You can get some obscure websites out there, but none of the leading legacy media websites have anything about that anymore. So all the information has been taken down. Again, they never retract anything, even when they are blatantly wrong. And even if this was a rumor that got debunked, they don't pull that stuff off, but they have in this case. All I'm asking, guys, is to think about this. This is information that I'm trying to put out there that we understand who we're dealing with. The FBI, and I used to know some people who worked for the FBI, and they seemed at the time like good people. But people also give you the front, especially in that kind of industry there, they give you the front that they want you to see. Maybe these people weren't good people. I don't know, but they seemed good to me. But the FBI, over the last at least the 4 years, and really before that, because these guys that were in there whenever Trump was in office were all crooked, all bought and paid for by the Democrat Party, all a bunch of corrupt people, all very politicized within the FBI. So I don't trust the FBI as far as I can throw any of their fat asses right now. So this is one of those situations where I feel like any information that involves the FBI, Department of Homeland Security also, the entire department, that includes everyone from Secret Service to whomever might be involved in that. Certainly anybody having anything to do with immigration. All these people have been politicized, every single one of them. And it's been for years. So these people are very deeply ingrained into this whole political ideology in Washington, D.C. And they're not willing, you got to root these people out. They're not willing to just leave on their own, certainly not with the changing of the guard in terms of who's going to be the president. I think something in the kitchen stinks. I think we all know that it stinks. I think the FBI investigating the FBI and the Secret Service investigating the Secret Service. Everybody investigating themselves. Betty Crocker with Secret Service investigating her own crime scene, if you will, that she failed to protect. All these people are investigating themselves. So we know we're not going to get the truth. Because if the truth were to actually call somebody out, they want to cover that up. They're not going to let us see anything. The autopsy reports from crooks right now, they're not letting anybody see that. Why? Why wouldn't you let anybody see that? What difference does it make? The guy's dead, right? So why wouldn't you release a full autopsy report on the guy who tried to murder Donald Trump? Doesn't make sense. People will automatically jump to, what are you hiding? Whenever you look like you're hiding something. If you have no reason to not release something, then release it. Let people see it. Can you imagine what the FOIA requests are going to look like regarding all of this? Can you imagine how much black ink they're going to burn up redacting everything on these pages going forward? Even a FOIA request is not going to do much good because you're going to get a couple of punctuations and maybe a couple of ands and this and things like that, but no real information will ever come out of a FOIA request regarding any of this stuff. In closing, I want to repeat, you notice how all the bad guys in the world, all of them, don't mind Kamala Harris being president, but they all really, really, really don't want to see Donald Trump in there. Every single one of them, to the point where they would try to hatch some kind of a scheme to assassinate him on U.S. land.
God save the Queen, man.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. He's over.